Well, this is my third time in El Salvador. I've come 3 times with St. Francis Bills. And every time I'm just struck by the kids. They have so little compared to kids in the United States, but there is a sweetness to them and a kindness to them that just makes them irresistible in a way. I love to play with them. I love to teach them the little games my kids used to play in the schoolyards when they were children. I feel that in some little way I'm giving them something that will stay on beyond my time here, any given Habitat trip. And of course, the idea that we're building houses that they'll live in that will be so much better for them than what they currently have really means a lot to me. And I remember on one of the Habitat trips, this little girl, Nancy, who would just look at her mostly completed house that we were painting, and she would just go and look in this room that would be soon her bedroom, and she would just look at it and say in Spanish, my new room is going to be so beautiful. And I think that giving that sort of gift to the kids is really what being on the Habitat trip is really all about, and what makes me keep coming back time after time.
My favorite memory of the trip was on the first or second day when the two girls, Leslie and Tatiana, went and picked everyone in the group blue flowers, and they brought them around to us, just because it showed me how much they appreciated us and how carefully they took time to make sure every single person got a flower. And it showed me just that how much we were helping them and how happy it made them. And it just motivated me to work because I just felt inspired by them. That was my favorite memory.
The image that stays the most in my mind is seeing the kids run around without their shoes, because not only were they still happy, but they didn't consider it essential. And when I think about in the States how shoes are a necessity, I start to wonder whether my priorities are in check. And seeing them so happy and just so playful without them is a good thing, and it helps me realize that I need to redo my priorities.
So, I guess my dad always said that you always know who your friends are when you're going through tough times, and I guess being with everyone here, everyone really helped. And it was even when we were coming back from the orphanage, and everyone was talking about how difficult it was for them to see the kids and everything. It was really sweet to have everyone just rely on each other for everything, even if it was like bathroom issues or just seeing the movie Innocent Voices, or reflecting on Romero's life, or all the other things that have happened. It's really sweet to have such a great community of friends.
Something that was really inspiring for me was when we walk up to the work site and see the kids come up and poke their heads out of the doors and start giggling, playing with each other, all their cousins and brothers. They have so little, they have such a very tight-knit family and really know how to enjoy themselves. They still have a lot of fun.
I think in my normal life, I can get pretty focused on kind of what has to happen next. And on a trip like this, I am more open to what is happening at the moment. And the work is very absorbing physically, and somehow that really brings me into myself and opens me up in a way that is very hard to explain. And there's something about the beauty of the landscape and the breadth of human experience that it's something I really lose track of in my normal everyday walk around life in Maryland. And I'm very, very grateful for the opportunity to be opened up like this, to feel choked up like this. And I think about, I mean, this was at the very beginning of the trip, but I think about walking into the chapel where Romero was killed, and it was like I was receptive to the feeling of holiness there, and I think that happens over and over on this trip, and it's happened more and maybe on this trip than others. But just being open to the feeling of holiness. It's not that I'm thinking about God, but I'm open to a sense of God. So I think that's what I'm holding this morning. It's, the really deep meaning of this, and it's why I'm feeling so unwilling to go get on that airplane.
Thank you.
Something that stood out to me during this trip was on the last day when we were saying our last goodbye, and when I was hugging the little kids, and it showed me how much the kids made an impact on my experience here, and in the end, like, it just shows me how helping others and making kids feel important and needed can make me happier and a better person.
The image that sticks to me was that Monday, the first day of work, I went to visit, after I came from the latrine, I visited one of the locals called Goritza, and she was very happy that I stopped by to talk to her. I decided to talk to her. She was just kind of there making tortillas. I was like, maybe I'll just stop by and say hello. And I did, and it was we just talked about anything. She wanted to visit the USA. It's like, yeah, it's not very, very nice. It's nicer here. She didn't believe me, but yeah. Tuesday I came back and visited her. We talked about basically the same thing. And then Wednesday I didn't come visit her, which I completely forgot. And then Thursday I came back. I didn't come back, but she came up to me saying, how come you didn't come visit me? And I was like, oh man, I forgot. I'm sorry. I'll come visit you today. But I didn't come visit her Thursday either, and it made me feel really sad that I didn't see her. And then Friday was our last day at work, and I came up to visit her, but she wasn't there. And it broke my heart that I couldn't see her, because she was like the nicest person I've ever met. She's happy. But a little thing like that, like just talking to someone, can make a really big impact on someone. But she was so happy. I've never seen a smile that big on her, on anyone. And it makes me feel good inside, but it also breaks my heart that I didn't get to see her. And I hope to get to see her one day.
So this week has been equal parts incredibly hard work, very, very hard work. The week has been equal parts of incredibly hard work and even more fun. Fun playing with everybody on the team, playing frisbee in the pool, laughing around the table, dancing. Memories of people that I didn't know a week and a half ago, and now I can't imagine not seeing them every day, and I'm going to miss them all terribly. In addition to that, what I'm going to be remembering is the mud, and the mud that we saw every day in people's homes, where kids play, where mothers go to get the masa for their pupusas. Seeing people live in these kinds of conditions brings me back to thinking about where I live, and will change how I am constructing my life and reflecting on decisions I make. Just seeing the stark difference between my life and the life of the people that we grew to have so much respect for and grew to care very deeply. So, as you can see, the trip is part fun, fabulous, but also very profound.
Is there a moment that sticks out for you?
Well, the one moment was, oh, louder, sorry. The one moment that stuck out with me the most was with Enran. I spent the entire trip up on the scaffolds with them, and so I got really close to them, and at the end of the last day we were putting the last brick on the house, and he says, misión cumplida. Finalmente puedo decir misión cumplida con un grupo, and then it means the mission complete, and I can finally say mission complete with a group. And I thought it was nice to know that I could help someone finish what they were meaning to finish within a week. And I was a part of it. I was a large part of it, and I enjoyed it a lot.
Things that was most powerful for me about the Habitat trip was the community. And the community that we had as a group was definitely powerful. And when we met our families and interacting with them, and the community that the children, the parents had with us throughout the week was incredibly meaningful as we passed bricks to one another, as we dug. We didn't dug. We stopped. No, we had lots of fun doing the brigades. We passed bricks. We sang as we went along. Kids were helping, 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds, and they didn't complain, and it was a delight to see how they were expected and easily fit into the whole group. It was a delight to be here. I was very blessed.
¿Por qué construyo? He hecho esto varias veces y me he sentido muy bien. Siento que esto es para tener un tiempo fuera, para poder pensar en lo que tenemos, y a veces lo mucho o poco que tengamos tiene que ser suficiente para poder ser felices en la vida. En este viaje especialmente tuve la oportunidad de conocer al dueño de la casa y estuvimos platicando un poco con él. Me comentaba sobre qué tan dura era su labor diariamente, casi siempre de noche, de 10 a 4 de la mañana, y estuvo trabajando con nosotros. Un día faltó. Al segundo día yo le pregunté por qué había faltado. Me dijo de que había tenido turnos extra desde las 10 de la mañana hasta como las 11, 10, o sea, 11 de la noche a 10 de la mañana. Entonces es realmente de ponerse a pensar, ¿verdad? ¿Qué clase de trabajo que tengo y por qué me estoy quejando? Si hay, no es por decirlo así, pero hay personas que tienen una situación mucho menos agradable en el trabajo y nosotros siempre estamos quejándonos de ello. Así es que pensemos un poco, ¿verdad? Y cuando nos sintamos un poco cansados, pues tomar las fuerzas y recordar que hay mucha gente que necesita más espacio para poder estar mejor y tranquilo en la vida.
For me, these trips are always wonderful. It's a chance to get away, to come down here in community. I think that's the key piece of it. To bring together a group of people who, many of them didn't know one another 10 days ago, and within a couple of days they feel like family. They make a huge difference in the life of two families who are going to receive homes, their dreams made a reality, and bonding with people and discovering what their reality is, and embracing it, and realizing back home how much we take for granted and how much we need to look at our priorities. And coming here with people that are 16 to 75, it's a community and mission that's multi-generational, and the richness of that is always something. The thing I love most, and the thing I think stands out in my mind in this trip, has been how much I laugh, and everybody else laughs on these trips. We laugh with one another. Occasionally we laugh at one another. Most of the people laugh at me. But you just feel a joy that I think that's what God wants for us, is to be joyful people. And I wish that happened more, but I'm just grateful it happens here.